Welcome back to another episode of the Booth Tube Podcast. I'm your host, Danny, along with my co-host, Vinny.
Hello, hello.
Always good to see you guys. Me and Vinny we're watching this old school stand-up routine by Eddie Murphy from his special called Raw. And he was talking about that he was, getting ready to get married, and he saw the Inquirer magazine, and on one side of on the front cover was Johnny Carson looking visibly upset, and then on the other side of the magazine was his wife that looked happy. And what had happened was that he had gotten divorced, and he was worth about $300 million, so she took half of the $300 million. So she ended up getting like $150 million, and they were only married for like 10 years, which kind of got me and him talking about like that whole process of like, that's insane. Like that's crazy to me.
And that's also, this was what, 1980?
In the 80s.
In the 80s.
In the 80s it was
so
like this.
You figure 40 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy's worth $300 million, which back then,
Oh my God.
could you imagine what that's worth now?
I could not even, what is it worth?
That's a good question.
Take a look.
But even still, you figure $300 million back then, and to get half of what,
You haven't been married even 10 years.
if that, it's crazy. And it's nuts to think that even now, 40 years later,
It's still the same.
you're still roughly, in a lot of states, I feel like it's contingent on like where you live, obviously.
Right.
But, even then, you're still like that whole thing with divorce. It's a very interesting thing because ultimately, I think a lot of people still kind of go on the thing with women being the caretakers and everything.
Right.
And even if that's the case, sure. But in a case like that, in Eddie Murphy's Raw, in the like sort of the prelude to it,
Yeah.
he talks about like when you have $300 million, you're not cooking, you're not cleaning, you're not doing the housewife
Regular
duties.
housewife duties.
No, it's totally different.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got maids, you've got cooks, you've got people that are doing those things for you because now it costs more to do them than it is to actually pay somebody.
Pay someone to do it, yeah.
So it's like, is that even a fair thing to get at that point?
Yeah.
Well,
it's, I think they talk about lifestyle changes and as to why that person is entitled to still have, even if they're not doing those duties, is that they've been accustomed to living a certain lifestyle with their spouse.
Yeah.
And they're entitled to keep living that lifestyle, even if you're not together. You guys decided to get married, and you introduced them to this lifestyle, so you have to basically pay them to keep the same life that they had when they were with you, which doesn't make any sense.
Which doesn't know, because it's like you've lived, I'm assuming, let's just say she's like 30, 35.
Yeah.
You've got 30 years or 35 years of living
that, yeah.
a regular life,
Yeah.
like you should be used to it at that point, which,
Right.
by the way, on a quick side note, it said $300 million back then is worth $920 now.
Almost $1 billion.
Almost $1 billion in
That's
net
insane.
worth. Could you imagine back then with that kind of
Half of
spending?
it.
Half. Which, listen, and I feel like some people would be like, oh, well, he's still $500 million. He's still good. No, but still, I feel like something like that is almost like principal avenue of it, where it's like, should you have to?
You know
what I mean? And he makes a great point, which I don't think was brought upon, was that if you brought in that $300 million together,
entitled to
that's
have.
a totally
Yeah,
different
you're
story.
Entitled to have.
But if you're coming into something like that,
That's you know the game.
you know the game.
You already know the game.
You know what I mean?
You know
like,
what you're marrying into.
Even if it's a male in that avenue.
Oh, same thing.
Getting with a woman.
100%, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't matter the sex on it.
Yeah.
It's
No.
if you know what you're getting into, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, nah, like you should know the ramifications.
The ramifications of it.
And I feel like that's sort of the thing now where you get like prenups and everything like that, where it's
That's a big thing.
It's a very big thing.
But it's insulting to whoever for a lot of people, that's why they don't want to give that to them.
Yeah,
it seems insulting.
It is.
Oh,
It
you
is.
think I'm here to take
the money.
Yeah, the money.
But
No.
it's like one of those things where it's like,
No.
it's not about the money, but it's like, or rather the attack of
If
your
anything,
character.
it shows that you really want to be with me.
For me. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So sign it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't care, then it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be a problem
at all.
Yeah. It's a weird thing. I've seen it before on like the whole like Beverly Housewives and stuff like that. Like we're like, oh, you think I'm only in for the money? But it's like, all right, well then if you're not, you could just sign it.
Prove it.
Yeah, exactly.
Prove it. It should be not an issue at all.
Yeah.
It's nuts, dude.
It is. It's crazy how much things change, but even then, how much it stays the same. You figure things from 40 years ago that, I feel like our society, even more so now with like the internet and like technology.
Oh, yeah, it's all out there.
It progresses.
Yeah, exactly.
You at a more expedited rate, but it's like expedited rate. But it still stays the same. Like there's like those core things that no matter
never
what,
changes.
They never change.
That's nuts, bro. 900 million.
Not 920 to be exact.
Ooh.
I think it was 920 and some change, but
dude,
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie Murphy even said a statement. He goes, "Man, if you had $5 and you had to give somebody $2.50, you'd be pissed."
Yeah, half of whatever you have,
and you got to give half to it.
For
bro.
what?
That's nuts.
Yeah.
And then imagine in that case, if you had kids with a person, now you got
you figure
child support.
I was about to say
and
alimony
child
and
support goes
support.
based off of your income.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with.
There's not a set amount. There's
No.
like, you should get maybe like $5,000 a month per kid. No.
It
goes. You're a millionaire. You're paying thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars just because
you have a kid with this person,
money.
And you've got more money.
You've got more money.
Yeah,
that's crazy to me too.
It is.
It's like, okay, so let's say you're a millionaire. Does it make any sense to pay 20? Like, let's say a random figure, $20K per kid
a month.
A month?
Yeah.
Like you could call it being cheap or whatever. Oh, if you have the money to give it to your kid and stuff, it doesn't take $20,000 a month to take care of the kid, bro.
No.
You know what I mean?
Even with inflation and everything else on top of that, but it's
not at all.
No.
Not even close.
No.
So, who came up with this? That's my question. Who thought of this? I can already see your faces trying to. What are you thinking about?
Like, what could it be? No, but it's like it's crazy because you think about it. It's like, where does it start?
When did this start?
Yeah, no. When did it start? Where did it come from?
When did this start? Like when was the first time they're like, yep, I think half is a perfect idea. Nope, no problem. Put the stamp on it.
Yeah.
Half.
And it still stayed like that too. Even though you got some states where it's like, no, they look at it case by case. But again, it's like nobody's taking into account the whole thing of like how much does it cost to raise a kid, even with inflation.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I forget which country it is, Switzerland or like Netherlands or something. When they do speeding tickets, they base it off of your annual income.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how true it is. I never really looked into it.
That's not
kind of one of those like stupid facts that you throw out, right? But if that's the case, if you have a kid and you have to pay alimony or something like that, I feel like to some extent it should be congruent to that, to where it's like, okay, well, it takes this much to raise a kid. Granted, you've made this much. But should you have to do that much in child support payments and everything else on top of it?
Yeah.
It's
kind of nuts.
Is that fair to you?
I think it should be based off of cold hard facts. What I mean by that is do like a deep dive on the finance of the two parents.
Mm-hmm.
See what the area they live in, do all that stuff. Have like a deep accountant go into their thing and be like, okay, based off of everything that we've seen, like how much the cost that you showed me of what you pay for, if the kid's doing activities, whatever, how much you make,
school, and stuff
how much
like
you make,
that.
how much she makes.
Right.
This is how much should be allocated to the kid.
And that's fair.
That's fair. Then it'd just be like, yep, multimillionaire, you're gonna pay $40,000 per kid or whatever.
Sure.
Holy crap. That's
which also
nuts.
seems like a lot.
And
but
the kid ain't gonna touch that $40,000, bro.
No.
That's staying in the account.
Yeah.
Or that's
hopefully.
Getting spent on it.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Or they're gonna just spend it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's a recurring paycheck.
Yeah.
Nuts.
I feel like at that point where it's like, I feel like I've seen it before on like one of those like Saturday judge shows, like
like
Judge
divorce
Mathis
court,
and
yeah,
divorce court and
divorce
stuff.
Court and stuff.
Yeah. Like I could get to like if they're like, listen, we're gonna put this money, you only get access to this much, and then this much goes into like a savings account or something like that, a money mutual fund or something like.
Yeah.
I could understand that.
That's different.
But to just freely give the money to the ex-wife to use at her discretion.
Yeah,
how many times does that get like, or even the ex-husband for that matter?
Boom, she's on a trip to Tahoe.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
wow.
How many trips has she gone on this month?
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, kind of a crazy thought.
It's weird, man. And speaking of that situation of like, getting divorced with the kids, I told you Al Pacino just had his second kid with his like 30-year-old wife.
You
Al
did,
Pacino's
which is
85, bro.
85.
I think they're getting divorced. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, they are.
So now you got to pay her alimony on top of you had 2 babies.
2 kids.
Yeah.
80-something and a 30-something-year-old.
Yeah, so she was 31. I think they met when she was 29.
That's great. But see,
she knew what she was doing.
That's what I was about to say. It's like
she didn't marry him because he's a sweet old man.
Yeah, she's like, no, he's really great. He's got a good personality.
Yeah,
like,
fantastic.
No, like you gotta like in a scenario like that.
Yeah,
you have to look at it like,
and he's gotta know.
He has to know too. Could you imagine? He's like, no, I thought she loved me for.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane.
That's like the guy, the Las Vegas Raiders owner.
Oh my God!
He talks about. You've seen it in the interviews.
Yes.
You ever seen him with his like the bowl cut and everything?
Yes.
He's like, yeah, she fell in love with my smile with that blonde chick. It's like, No, she didn't.
You just want to look at him like.
It's like, no, you didn't.
Really?
She did not go for your smile.
Yeah.
She went for the bank account.
Yeah,
she knew.
She knew what she was doing. And that's not a female thing. That's a male, because it could be a guy too, marrying into a very, very rich woman's life.
Yeah.
It's just, I have the same exact view.
I feel like you don't see it as much.
No.
But I think ultimately it's like it's there on both sexes. I don't think it's something that like.
I feel like for the most part, women are more. How can I put this? Like if a woman is making $100,000 a year, if I was a woman, I would not want to be with someone that's making less.
Well, yeah,
In the female's perspective, at least the same or more.
Yeah, you want someone to contribute equally in that sense.
At least, right?
I get that.
Because if you're looking at the traditional quote unquote male-female roles, guys typically want to take care of the girl.
Yeah, you want to be an over
the other way around.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than the other way around. So that's nuts to me. 85.
That's crazy. To be having a kid that old.
Bro, how long are you going to be around? 10 years?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If that.
If that.
I mean, granted, you've got the money.
I hope so.
Well, right? I think he's hoping, too. He's like, is it ticking still?
It's working.
Listen, I was about to say, if
it's working.
His blood flow's fine.
That's nuts.
That is. But it's like, dude, even if you get 5 years out of it, like, what kind of life are you living at 85 to 90?
And what kind of connection do you have with the kid?
And what connection? You're so far removed.
I feel like you're like looking at it like, that's another baby.
Yep, great.
Yeah, it's just another baby. Oh my God, he's so cute. Like I don't even think like you have that same personal thing where you're like, this is my son.
No.
At 85,
what do you care? That's your that's your great grandkid.
Mistake your kid for a grandkid.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, when is his mom gonna come?
Is this mine?
Be like, wait a minute. Yeah. Is this, is this mine?
I made that.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
I wanted if you're at that level of success and you're that old, do you instantly go for a paternity test?
I would imagine, yeah.
I would.
At least
definitely.
Even if I wasn't
There's
that
no
old,
way she's not stepping out on him.
I would be more. But no, but it's
no way.
I would listen. Let alone the age. If I was 50,
yeah,
I would still want a paternity test.
For sure,
dude. That's like a hard thing for guys and women because women know they're pregnant, and no matter what,
the guy's just like,
well, no, but it's their kid.
Yeah,
they know it's theirs.
They know it's theirs.
They're pregnant with it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that's a hard thing for. Like I've thought about it before, where it's like. How many people in years past and just centuries and decades raising somebody else's kid,
thinking that it's their own?
Yeah, it's a very
that's nuts.
Thinking it's theirs.
Yeah,
and it's not. That's the caveat with
crazy.
it. You know what I mean?
I think that's the ultimate heartbreak, bro. If you learn like years later,
18-year-old, like, hey, it's not my, it's not your kid.
At that point, I mean, it's your kid.
It is
your mental capacity.
It is.
I've raised that kid. That's my kid. But like, dang. It's not.
It's got to be like hearing that. It's got to be like difficult.
Like that's why you watch the Maury show.
Yeah,
Maury.
You are not the father.
And they're like, or it's like it's two versions. One, the guy wants to be the dad.
Yeah, and
he's
like,
not. Oh my God, no. And then there's one who's like, I told you.
Yeah,
I told
yeah.
you.
He's like, I knew it. Give me my money back.
That's it. That's insane.
It is.
What happens to that child support? Can you sue?
No, I've seen different things with that where it's like if you've signed to be like the
that's it.
I think
when
so.
You sign
and
the birth certificate.
It becomes then you're the legal guardian, and then it's like you have to go through this whole thing, which is a whole other thing in itself. To where it's like,
sucks.
Should you be absolved from that and have to get your money back with that? Like that's a crazy thing,
bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's always women's fault.
No.
No, but seriously,
the guy has no way of knowing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like the guys, like it's a hard thing.
It's a really hard.
It's a very tricky thing, and it's like even more so now with like technological advancements, where like you can learn these things. Like, is this really your kid? Like that's a tough thing to deal with.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's relationships nowadays are so they're complicated. Like when you have a good person, right? And let's say things just didn't work out. You guys grew apart.
Whatever. It happens. It's part of life.
It's rare for them to just be like, no worries. We'll just go our separate ways. I don't need anything from you. You don't need anything from me. Always one party wants something.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, if this didn't work out, then we're good. There's always some ill will.
Yeah.
And they have to get them back either financially or, hit their personal life.
Whether it's like work or something like
that. Could be something like that, which kind of sucks. Like getting into a relationship, you really have to be confident. Like, hey, at the end of the day, if this doesn't work out, God forbid, how is this person gonna be when they're not your significant other anymore? Are they going to be just like, it is what it is, love the times that we had and goodbye? Or are they going to be like, I'm taking everything you got?
Yeah. And it sucks because now you try to go into a relationship with the full almost blindness of it, of like, you're going into this for love.
Right.
It's not transactional. It's nothing else but like how you feel for this person.
Exactly.
And it's like, again, things happen, life happens, you grow apart, or stuff happens. It's part of life.
Yeah.
But it's like now you have to worry about this whole other caveat of your relationship. Mm-hmm. It's this post thing of it, to where it's like you're not even really enjoying the relationship for the duration.
Exactly.
Maybe you're worried about something on the aftermath, like what happens if we do break up? What happens if we get divorced? Or this? Yeah. Now you have the whole legality of it. Mm-hmm. And who is it? Gene Simmons from Kiss.
Yeah.
He was with his girlfriend for the longest time. I don't know how I never kept up with it, but they never got married.
Yeah.
And it's this whole thing. Why won't you marry me? Why won't you marry me? But it's like, for somebody in that stature,
government involved.
Well, no, but yeah, right. But it's like somebody in their stature, like I could understand why you don't
want to do that.
Everything else
because
on top.
Now
of it.
there's something to lose on top of just the relationship.
It's just not that. It's your whole estate, everything else that you've built, and it's like I get it. She's been there, and it's a weird dynamic.
It's weird, man. Like, okay, you're telling me that if I own 10 properties, I technically have to give you the value of 5 of them,
and it's like, for what?
Why?
Like what if you put all the money down for the 10 properties?
Yeah, it's all yours, dude. You did all the legwork.
Is that fair?
No, not at all.
No, it's not.
Not at all. Especially when it comes to assets. I didn't even think about assets.
Well, no, that's a whole other thing on top of it. Yeah, you're thinking just straight like monetary in that sense. But it's like, what about assets? And that's reoccurring money that you're getting in that sense. That's what I'm saying. My parents got divorced. When they got divorced, I will say, at least in their regard, it was pretty clean. I was older. I was 26, 27, I forget. But
I didn't know your parents got divorced that late.
Yeah.
I thought you were younger.
No. They had their whole thing where like there was
separated.
They were kind of separated, but it was like one of those things where it's like, oh, they're mad at them and they work through it, they get past it, and they move on. Right. But it's like when they got divorced, all they really had was their respective like 401ks, their pensions, and the house. It wasn't a lot. But when you look at these high net worth individuals where it's like a lot, could you imagine a Jeff Bezos? What it would be for someone like him to get divorced.
Right.
Your assets and everything else that gets split and divided and everything. Like that's got to be a whole process to where it's like, who put up the capital, who put in the legwork, who did this, who did that. Like,
it's nuts.
Like, and how do you quantify what's
that stuff?
You know what I mean? Like it's such a tough thing. It is.
You ever seen the movie The Founder?
Oh, with the McDonald. And even
that conversation he had
at the end
with
of it.
His wife, he's there getting divorced. She's like, she wants the house. She wants to give her the house, give her the thing. And she's like, now your shares in McDonald's. She's like, not one share.
Because he knew.
Not one.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it's going to be she's like, I'd rather die tomorrow than to give her one share in McDonald's.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap. But, I mean... He built it.
No,
but he built it.
He did. But again, it's like one of those things where it's like when you put the work in for it, it's like,
what are you? Man, that's when stuff gets complicated.
It does.
It should just be like whatever you came in with, just
take that.
That's
leave.
It. That's it. Now it does get a little different when you're the sole provider. And like let's say you've been married for 15 years. She hasn't worked a day in her life. She's just been, she's been a regular housewife. Took care of the kids, did all that stuff. The girl has nothing to fall back on now.
Something that
so there has to be a little bit of like you got to help her out. Like,
you can't expect her to be like she's been out of work for 20 years.
Yeah,
now
bro,
what?
There's no way.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no way.
Absolutely.
She's gonna be in her 50s looking for a freaking job.
Nobody's gonna hire her. No.
So at that point, I understand.
Of course.
You got to take care of her. Okay. But if it's like, you guys both work and you guys both make your own money and you do your own stuff and you had families and you both took care of the kids and it didn't work, dude. Just go your own separate way.
That's it. Yeah. Take what you brought in.
Clean break.
Nobody gets this. Nobody gets that. You leave with what you had. And that's, I will say again, like with my parents, like that's kind of what it was. They sold the house. They took half of each of whatever the profit was on top of it. Right. And they did what they did.
I agree.
And it's like, I don't see every relationship ending that way, but realistically, I feel like that's kind of what you hope for.
Kind of what you hope for, man.
You know?
That's why some people, there's so many, like you mentioned, Gene Simmons, that's what scares them away from marriage.
Well, yeah, especially those guys that have
that much to lose.
That much.
Sense, yeah.
Because it's not just the relationship at that point. It becomes so much more with the finances and your day-to-day and everything else on top of it. And it's like,
it's sad.
It's
sad.
It sucks because it's like when you have a relationship, you want it to just be based on the relationship. You don't want anything else enthralled with it. And it's unfortunate because I don't know, as misogynistic as it might sound, but it's like I think a lot of guys kind of go into the relationship thinking like if they're a high net worth person, they're thinking that in the back of their mind. Is that what they're with me for?
Maybe.
The money and everything?
That's always a part of the question.
Do they really love me? You know what I mean?
That's always a part of the question.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side of that, what if someone is getting with you not because you have money now, but because you have potential?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you can't even like grasp that. You can't measure that.
No.
Oh, are they with me because they know eventually I could do something that's really, really great and it's going to take us somewhere? So how do you even, there's no way to prepare
But how do you,
that.
Yeah, but how do you even know that?
Can't.
You know what I mean?
You can't.
Like that's a very tricky thing.
Very, very tricky thing.
Yeah.
It's like when I got married, I had a decent amount of money put away, and even now when we need to grab stuff, like let's say something breaks or whatever, we take from that, so we don't have to worry about our own checking accounts, going lower. So we just kind of grab from that and put it in. My wife would always be like, "That's your money," and I go, "No, it's our money. It's this for us." But then thinking of that because you guys are in love and you guys are together, when divorce comes into play, and then you go, "That's not your money." When all these years you've been saying it's our money, it's our money, it's our money, you look like a dick.
Yeah, yeah. Like what happened to being our money?
What happened to be our money?
Yeah.
So that's why I hate that stuff. Like with that's kind of the crappy part about getting the government involved in stuff, because they shouldn't be involved in your finances and all that.
No. Ultimately, it's like your relationship. You know what I mean?
It's your relationship. You should figure it out. I mean, that's not. How did they come up with that? That being married was also a tax incentive. It was also, something you have to get put with the government.
With the government and everything,
have a license to get married.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a whole other thing in itself.
That's a whole other thing in itself. Like, when did that start?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. Like, was it back in the day, too? Like, like if you got married in
1905 or something.
Did you have to get a marriage license?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's nuts.
Yeah, because that's the bigger question with it. Because it's like once you start bringing government involved with it, that's where you start getting the whole legality of it. You know what I mean? Because back in the day, I'd imagine like if you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
You're done.
Like, when did they start the whole married filing jointly?
Yeah, right. With the whole taxes having it. Yeah.
You're like, what the hell?
Probably when women started working. No, but honestly though, but like you know what I mean? Like,
maybe, man. It's a weird concept.
It is.
To think like, hey, you having a person that you love and you got married in like whatever, a church or whatever, you just wanted to say this person's your wife or your husband. At what point was someone's like, nah, this should be a governmental thing as well?
We should get them involved. Which I feel like part of me is like, what about the whole thing of separation of like church and state?
Yeah.
Then
it's not.
My thing on top of it too is I think for a lot of guys, maybe back in the 50s and 60s, right, where one income could support a whole family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe in that sense, sure, I could see why the woman's not working. The guy's going to pay for everything. Right? I could see it in that sense. But now where you have women in the work field for the last 60 years, you have women out earning men in certain areas. You know what I mean? It's like, why do those rules still need to be?
Apply. Weird. Really, really weird. Yeah. Well, like 1905, did they have that?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a weird thing to look into, divorce and divorce practices.
Yeah, practices and stuff like that. Like for there's also like a law, even if you're not married on paper. Yeah. If you've lived for someone,
well, it's like
for a certain
common law.
Common
law marriage. Yeah.
That's nuts too.
Yeah, but I don't know if
kind of force you to be married then.
Well, yeah. I don't know the full legality.
Yeah, I don't either.
But it's like one of those things where it's like a technicality. I guess. Yeah.
So the government kind of forces you to show that, hey,
at that
married.
point, like, yeah,
doesn't
matter.
Living in the same house for 10 years, and that's been your significant other.
That's your wife.
That's your wife.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Crazy stuff, man.
Well, I wonder, would that ever change? Those rules and those laws and that stuff?
I feel like it would take a big monumental shift.
An army of people.
An army of men.
An army.
Just being like, we're not paying child support anymore.
We're not doing it. Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, divorce stinks.
Doesn't it? I don't know. I think it's beautiful. I listen, I was married. I got divorced.
Yeah.
And
I forgot.
I know. It's like one of those things where it's like, you're like, you were married. That's right.
Yeah.
I think people grow apart. I think it happens.
Yeah.
I think it sucks now with the whole monetary thing on top of it.
Was it a clean break?
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I was going to lead up to is like with my divorce, it's like I wasn't where I am now. And it's not like we had anything major to really divide. We rented. Right. We had our respective debts and this and that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was really amicable and clean in that regard.
Yeah.
But it's like, and again, it goes back to the whole thing of like, what happens when you're $100 million net worth? Then what? Like,
it's a different story.
It's a totally different story. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and you're paying for more lawyers and everything else on top of it. Like, I don't know, man. It once you get the government involved, not to get all libertarian on you.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a very tricky thing, and it's like it should be up to you as a person.
Yeah.
You know,
should figure it out.
To figure it out.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Man. There's so many things that have changed, like we touched on. So many things that have changed in the 40-year span, like, social things, the way that we talk, all that stuff. But those other things, like what we just mentioned, have not. And you kind of want to think why.
Yeah.
Why has those things, like, withstood time and everything else is just quick?
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
Do you think those are more core principles in humanity? Like the whole thing of men being providers?
Whether you like to admit it or not.
I think it's a real thing.
I think that's how most men are brought up.
I also think it's what's expected out of both sexes. I think women expect men to provide, and men also expect to be the provider. But I think when you bring money into it, then you've kind of, back in the day, right? You and me were guys, right? If we take any woman off the street and you tell both of us, like, go kill that deer or that
whatever,
thing, who do you think has a better chance of killing it?
The dude.
The guy.
Yeah.
The guy. We're stronger, we're faster, we're more agile.
Yeah.
But now you bring in money. And money has become this thing that's equated, or not equated, but it's
brought a playing field.
It's brought a playing field to where now a woman doesn't have to kill for this. A guy doesn't have to kill for this.
You go buy it.
You could buy it. You don't have to do the legwork. So it's like now,
they all have access to money.
You all have access to money. Some people have more than others.
Yeah, true.
But you all have access to it. So now you've kind of taken that middle ground out of having to fight and kill for something out, but you're still holding this same metric of
principle value.
Yeah, like men should be
stands.
Yeah, which I think as guys, at least for you and I, it's like I think we both feel the same way. It's like as men, we should be providers.
We should be providers.
Yeah,
yeah.
But you've brought this thing with money that kind of kills all of the animalistic traits, if you would, of hunting and everything like that, the hunter-gatherer kind of thing.
Basically.
Now what? You know?
So now the guy has to just make way more.
Way more. But then how do you do that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's another question.
That's another thing on top of it. It's such a weird dynamic now.
It is kind of crazy, dude. Have you seen those videos? It's always like a group of really, really young people, and they're like asking each person questions like, hey, how much does your man have to make in order for you to be happy?
Like the girls on the
street.
Have you heard
and stuff
their
like that?
answers? Dude, some was like 500,000,
250,000,
what?
300,000. I'm like, what world do you live? And they tell them, they're like, are you being realistic? Like this is like, yeah, 100%.
And they do
you
the
should
whole
have
thing.
No problem doing that. And I'm like, what thing are you talking about?
Well, the whole thing where they're like, oh, what about the height and everything else and this and that? And they start going through all the variables.
Bro, these
of a
expectations
person.
of some of these single people,
it's insane.
Like, what world do you live in, bro?
Yeah.
And some of them, don't take me wrong, they look like shit.
Yeah, no, they
I'm
do.
Like, what? 400,000-500,000.
You could take me wrong. No, they look disgusting.
They look like shit. I'm like, you have nothing to offer this dude on top of it. Like what? He's just gonna scoop you off a guy with a $400,000 net worth.
He's gonna go after you.
He's gonna go after you.
Yeah,
you're nuts, bro.
No, and that's the thing too. And I feel like back in the day, right? You figure 1500s, 1600s.
Yeah.
There's a certain thing of aesthetic, looks, how you take care of yourself, and everything else on top of it. But now look at it. We have dishwashers, we have washers, dryers, we have all these things that have made amenities so much more easier, where you don't have to learn the skill and everything else for it.
Yeah.
Now you and I can do it. Some Joe Schmo off the street could do it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's no more
now
access.
The skill is
moot.
moot.
The skill is moot, yeah.
You know? So now what? You don't provide anything but sex at that point. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
It's like, where's the real value?
Where's the value
in the relationship?
Yeah.
It's a connection at that point.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you're worth a good amount of money and you still have this girl that she takes care of you, she cares for you, like, she's like, we don't need a maid, we don't need anything. Like, I'm going to take care of the house. I'm going to do all that. That's a different story.
Sure.
Then you're offering something like this person wants to actually, even though I have the means to get that all taken care of, this person actually wants to take care of me. They're not here because I'm worth this much or that much or whatever it is.
Right.
But that's very rare, far and few between to find. That's the issue.
It is.
A person
it
like
is.
That.
Yeah. No, it becomes almost like transactional in a sense, or it's just
it's a
like
trade-off.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you give me this, I'll do this.
I'll do this for you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy.
It sucks. It's like, and I feel like it's kind of been brought that way to where it's like everybody just cares about money.
Yeah,
they don't really care about the whole dynamic of a relationship.
No,
and
not
it's
at all.
like you're not looking for
at
companionship.
all.
You're not looking for somebody to love and grow with and grow old with. It's just like, all right, well, how much can you provide for me now?
Yeah.
How long can you provide for me? And that's it.
And that's it. Sad.
It is.
Sad way of looking for it. And it puts the guys in a really crappy place in like looking for a partner.
Yeah.
It's like, what do I have to do? What do I have to have? How do I have like look? All that stuff. It comes into play.
It does. I unfortunately, I feel like for women, I feel like they get dealt the shittier hand, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I think guys are, out of the two sexes, I feel like you have guys where it's like guys don't really get better until we get older.
You
know what I mean? I think we have
primes at a later date.
We get primes at a later.
Yeah.
And for women, it's like the thing of, I feel like for a lot of chicks, it's the youth, the fertility, is younger and everything like that. You know what I mean?
Earlier in life.
Look at DiCaprio. We talked about it. Where it's like DiCaprio just goes for
younger and younger. He gets older, they get younger.
As soon as they turn 18,
boom,
he's knocking at the door.
He's there.
You know? And for guys, it's like the older you get, the better you get. And again, Pacino, the guy's 85 and he's still shooting out. You know?
The older you get, the better you get. You're making more money the older you get. For the most part, that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah. You kind of get like settled into it and kind of you go into that provider role to where it's like it kind of makes sense. But it's such a weird dynamic as relationships have gone on.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's really, really sad. That's why
is.
People stay away from them sometimes. They're like, it's not worth it.
And I feel like even more so now, you have a lot of people shifting to just not even being in a relationship at all and just being single.
At all.
That's why you get like birth rates now. You see it. It's like you look at like Japan, the USA, everybody. Nobody's having kids.
No one's having kids.
Cost of living, everything else on top of
Mixed
it.
into it, yeah.
You know, it's a whole plethora of just
sucks.
Yeah, no, it does.
It sucks, dude. Like I tell my wife this every day. I go, you are the absolute most perfect wife ever. I was like, I thank God for you every day because, dude, she does everything that. You're gonna say I'm misogynistic. Everything that you would expect a traditional wife to do, my wife does. On top of it, she also works the 2 jobs that I do.
I don't think it's misogynistic. That's great.
It's great.
That's somebody that loves you.
It's fantastic.
You know what I mean?
That's my point.
And that's what it is.
You know that person loves you. Because, like, even though she's working just as hard as I am, she's not taking the back seat going, dude, I do exactly what you do. You know, I work one job together with you. I also have another job that's in the same realm field with you. Yeah. I could just be like, no, I'm not cooking. I'm not doing the dishes. I don't need to be doing that. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But she doesn't. She actually does it because she wants me to be taken care of. Like, and that for someone to actually want to take care of you and for you to be a man and have yourself being the one taken care of rather than the other way around. Because like you said, normally we want to take care of the woman. Yeah. And to have that, I'm like, I could ask for no more.
No, that's it. And I think as a guy, it only prompts you even more to want
give them more.
To give them more.
Yeah,
exactly.
I want
that's
you
just
to have
what
more.
I was gonna say.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And she always says, like, like you always working. You should take a day off, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, I don't want to. I was like, because I have to give us more. You deserve more. I want to give you more, and I got to work.
Yeah.
I got to do stuff. I got to put investments in. I want to, do all this stuff so that I can not make you happy, but because I feel personally that you deserve everything that I can give you.
Yeah.
And I have to do all that I can in order for that to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I hope every guy finds a girl that you want to give them more. Not because she's nagging at you and she's like, we need more, and you feel this pressure to give her more, but because you love that person so much, you want to take care of them to the absolute best of your abilities.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's like every guy wants, I would imagine, wants to give that to somebody.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I can't stand lazy boyfriends and lazy husbands.
Yeah.
I'm like, what was the point?
No. Why'd you get with them?
Why'd you get with them?
Yeah.
What was the point? And some girls, bless their heart, they look at those guys like, I love him. I'm like, what's the love? He doesn't want to give you anything.
No. You're giving everything, he's giving nothing.
Yeah, that kills me even more is like a deadbeat freaking husband or boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like the dude has no motivation in life whatsoever, and that poor we've seen.
I was about to say we've seen it,
you know, bro. And I'm just like, why are you with this guy?
Yeah,
I love him. I'm like, my God, for what? Like what? But then it makes me think, okay, because we were talking about the guys, getting with the girl, and the guy would have like a big net worth or whatever, and the girl knows what she's doing.
Right.
What the hell keeps girls with guys like that?
I don't know.
Because I feel like it's much more rare for a guy to stay with like a girl who's an absolute like.
Terrible. Yeah.
Terrible. I mean, we've seen it. Like
I was about to say,
the girl's a nightmare. The guy's still with them, and you're like,
guys
why
have their
you?
windows with it.
Yeah, but I think it's more so it's the other way around. The guy's an absolute dirtbag,
and the girls are still with him.
And the girl's still with him.
I just love him.
I'm like, what's the love?
Yeah.
What is that? What do you think that is?
I don't know. If
maybe it's a fear of being alone.
Fear of being alone, maybe just the whole thing of like growing up, like what you're used to
maybe
in the relationship, seeing your parents. Think you could change the guy, dude. It's such a weird thing, and I think as a guy, it seems so irrational for us to where it's like I think as women, it's like that whole like brain thing is just like. Guys think a certain way, girls think a certain way, and it's like something where it's like again like the whole fixing thing or something like. I don't know. It's nuts.
It's a weird thing.
It is.
Because I feel like on an outside perspective, you can easily tell.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, God, this is horrible. But like I feel like when you're in it, maybe you just don't have the same. Yeah, maybe you just don't have the same viewpoint that the others do.
Yeah.
That other people do. So what can you do? You gotta like something. I think it's always something drastic has to happen. But even then, you've seen people go back.
Yeah, they still don't change out of it.
What needs to happen here for you to realize like this dude's a piece of shit?
Yeah,
crazy, bro.
I was talking with somebody here, and just talking about relationships and how she had a friend that was with somebody. Terrible for them, and just on paper just seems like they're using them for this and for that. Just the amenities of it. No real love in the relationship. And the guy just seemed like a total dirtbag. But it's like at a certain point as a friend, I feel like you just give up and you're like,
this is what you want.
This is what you want. I've said my piece. You know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And it's like you just have to let them
do their own thing.
Do their own thing, unfortunately.
It's so sad to say.
It is.
You're like, how can you not see this?
Yeah.
People are just complicated.
It is. It's so much more than...
People are just complicated, bro. Yeah. It's like black and white is not always black and white. It's gray.
There's a gray. There's that gray. That's
area.
The thing with humans in general. Is like you have that... like I feel like when you're a kid, it is just black and white.
It really is.
It's just this or that.
That's
it.
That's it.
But
it's not conflicting.
But as you get older, relationship dynamics and...
life,
who you're working with, your friend group and everything else, like it all plays a role into it, and it becomes so much more difficult to just end the relationship or end something.
I think as humans, that's something that's unique to us, the gray area.
It is.
Being conflicted.
Yeah.
Like animals don't have that problem.
No.
I'm hungry. I'm going to go eat.
I'm going to eat. I want to have sex.
I'm hungry. Yeah, I go.
You're going to have sex. You're going to go mate.
Yeah. Humans know. They're like, I'm hungry. We're like, am I that hungry? Like to think of like,
do I want Persian food or do I want Asian
what should
food?
I eat? Maybe what should I eat in the next hour? yeah, I should eat in the next hour because I have to go do this thing, and then I'll have time to like. Other animals do not have the capacity to think this deep.
No.
Just to do something like eat.
Planning ahead for the rest of your day.
Oh my God. Yeah, bro. Scheduling.
Yeah.
Scheduling. Yeah. That's
it is. Dude, Aaron and I went to that Michelin restaurant on
yeah,
Thursday.
Yeah.
And even that, about that. I'm like, all right, I can't eat too much today because I need to plan out for that. I want that to taste as good as it possibly could.
100%.
Which it did.
Yeah,
but
great.
You know, it's like one of those things where it's like humans, like we innately have this thing where it's like a blessing and a curse to where we could plan ahead and think of all this stuff, but it's like to this detriment of it could screw us over.
It could screw us over.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Not to get religious on you, but that when I look at stuff like that, that's kind of why I think there has to be like a higher power.
This whole thing of consciousness and thought and everything,
dude. We look at what we built. Look at where we're sitting at the table.
Look at this
building.
We got a phone.
Filming.
We're filming on a phone in our pockets.
You tell me not one other species could come even close? Not even close?
No, not
the whole
literally,
brain.
Literally,
they all
not
got brains.
Close. No, but not us.
Yeah. Just one species.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it.
It's impossible.
I think. Listen, I think we've talked about me getting back into religion.
Yeah,
and everything,
exactly.
But you look at this stuff, and it's like I feel like even the smartest people look at it, and it's like, how do you get these perfect things in life so beautifully symmetric?
Yeah.
All of these, the Fibonacci sequence, and everything else.
Everything.
How do you get it without something being a little bit even more like smarter, bigger than you? Planning all of this, or just anticipating it, thinking about it. Like, it's such a wild concept when you look at religion and life, and you see all the things that we have.
You know, insane.
It is. It really is.
It's insane, and the fact that we decided to document stuff, history, books, the Bible, stuff like that. Like no other species would even
think about.
I don't even know how far they can remember.
What other species are writing or drawing pictures on walls, on cave paintings?
None.
Thousands and thousands of years ago.
Even us at our infancy of like being humans.
Yeah.
Just different.
Such a crazy concept.
It's weird. And we're still evolving to this day.
Yeah.
And you not physically anymore. Have you noticed that?
It's all mental. Weird. No. I think we've tapped out physically.
Why?
I think just it's the whole thing of physical nature of what we as humans could be.
Yeah, but even the physical things of like, they had sloped foreheads and all that stuff. Like, why isn't that changing? Or is it? And we just don't know.
I was about to say, I think it might be, but maybe it's just kind of like we're in the middle of it right now, and maybe like 1,000 years from now, maybe it changes. Well, the whole thing of people looking at their phones, the whole like the downward thing, the neck thing. I feel like that's going to be a thing.
That's another one. Well, also we have more intermixing of different cultures now than we've ever had. So they are kind of creating new looking humans because you're getting one race mixing with another one, and then that one gets with another one down the line, and those are making basically humans that have never been seen.
Yeah.
If you think about it like
that.
Well,
yeah, no, it is. It is.
Yeah. So that's maybe another way that we're evolving. But when does it stop?
I can tell you right now. I don't know when it's going to stop, but all I know is, do you remember that episode of South Park with the Goobacks? That's when they're going to be bald like me.
Yeah.
This tan, opaque looking person.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Or we're going to go into the, remember Wall-E?
Yeah.
Wall-E?
Hey, maybe that, and they're just all tan.
Fat,
and just fat sitting on the thing, just like scooting by.
That's whoever made that film.
Smart. Very like
it was kind of eye opening.
Yeah.
Like, wow. They made it to where like humans just got all fat and lazy and just very technologically advanced, and that's all they did. Like they couldn't even leave their chairs.
No. Whoever made who is it? Mark Hill. Idiocracy. And Wall-E.
Yes.
If you took both of those films and made something like that, that would be the end of human civilization.
Do you really think it would ever go that far?
Yeah. No, it already is.
You think so?
I think so. Especially with the advent of like AI and everything on top of it.
Oh my God.
You're done.
Yeah. Everything just gets easier.
It's easy. I think and we've talked about it before.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
But I think just going forward, you have to be conscious of like the shortcuts in life and avoiding them purposefully to go through growth as a human.
Yeah. It's tough though.
It is.
Stuff that when you don't know any better.
Exactly. And that's the hard thing, too. Is
nothing
when
to compare it to, too.
Exactly. No, if you don't know anything else and this is all you've grown up with, how do you
do it?
How do you do it?
Damn, bro. Like, even, like, talking into a microphone. That was something that was... You had to be on TV.
Yeah.
Or you have to be like a
radio
musician
or something like that.
Something.
Yeah.
And now...
Back in the 1950s.
Yeah, now we're doing it like, you know...
We spent $300 on this stuff. And now we could just talk into the microphone. Anybody could hear us.
Anybody can hear us, bro.
Yeah.
We can put it out into the world and anybody can see us. That must suck. Like,
could you imagine?
Could you imagine you
Somebody
spend
in
your
the
whole
60s?
life to get on a screen and then they're like, yeah, people do that all day.
It's like, this is some guy in his basement's doing this right now.
Yeah.
That's got to suck.
That's got to suck, bro. You have to have gone through
That's
some
like
stuff.
Somebody with the photography and stuff like
God.
that. Like, I finally made printed film. Yeah,
Sucked
but
off
we've
a
got
couple executives just to get on TV for something that no one's ever seen.
Harvey Weinstein would be very, very happy.
That sucks.
Yeah, that does suck.
But also, that's another version of like being like having too much access to stuff.
Yeah,
we shouldn't be able to do this. Realistically.
Yeah, no. It's
we
like
should not.
No.
You know,
should everybody be on film? Should everybody be on television?
No.
And podcast?
The answer is no.
No,
The answer
absolutely
is no.
not. No.
The answer is no. I should have started off as a freaking, a guy pushing papers in an office to hopefully become his assistant, and then after being an assistant, be like, by the way, I went to news school. I went to blah 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 school. I think I'm ready to get on screen. And then you can possibly get the chance. Maybe.
You said the wrong line, you're done.
Yeah,
your career, finished.
You didn't get my coffee on time. You're done.
That's it. He throws it in your face. 3rd degree burns.
Out. I got to start all over again. I think NBC's hiring.
Back in the mailroom.
Dude, that's a real thing.
It is.
Start in the mailroom and work your way up.
It is. Dude, that's like dishwashers in the kitchen. It's like there, and I will say there's something to be in growing from that bottom up.
There is.
And
you get something from it. You know where you came from.
You get a lot from that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think being able to see the full picture of that stuff and to know what it is to be at the bottom.
Right.
Come up, go through that. Like,
it gives you something.
Is this great that we can do this?
Fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But, does there something that comes from someone that goes through the whole process of being in a mailroom clerk and doing this and doing that? There's something a lot more to it,
Yeah. Like this stuff is easy.
It is.
It's easy.
We're just two dudes sitting in a booth.
Sitting in a booth talking.
Just talking.
For those podcasts that blow up and stuff, that's an easy thing. If you're a streamer, people want to act like, oh, like it's such a hard job. Like, don't.
Is it really? Is it?
Dude, I heard one of my buddies, he said this statement. He started running a social media account for his company, and that's kind of what he was doing. And he's like, oh, it's so taxing. It's so like I have to go live for an hour and a half. I'm like, dude,
boo fucking who?
Boo who? I'm like, are you serious right now? This is what we're saying. He's like, bro, it's just so hard. Like you have to be on there, you have to be entertaining, you have to be. I'm like, bro, there are people breaking their backs in like what are those coal mines?
Yeah,
that's hard. That's hard. That's really hard. Not going on live for an hour. Are you kidding me?
An office chair.
Are you getting paid? Soft.
Yeah.
People just got soft, dude.
No, it is. It got too easy.
Yeah.
And now you don't know the whole thing of struggle.
Exactly.
And then what?
Don't get me wrong. You have a right as a human being to get tired.
Of course.
Working.
Okay? Of course.
My office job and this job. Do I get tired because I'm constantly working? Yes. But I'm not like, oh my God, I'm physically like my legs are killing me.
I'm exhausted.
No. Mentally, yes. I will get tired. But not to be like, this was grueling.
No, it's really that bad.
We work 5-hour shifts, okay?
Is it that bad?
It's not that bad.
No.
It is not that bad.
It's not.
It is not that bad. Mentally, it can be pretty bad.
Sure, it could be.
But not nearly as like, it's not grueling.
No.
And I use grueling in a very like high way.
Well, yeah, you're like working in a coal mine or a lithium battery mine or something like that. Like,
yeah, you're not on a ship.
That's exhausting. And you know what? At least for us, we're getting paid
while we're doing
well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you got people out there living in Africa, China, getting paid
pennies.
slave wages.
Pennies.
Like, we've got it made. We really do.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why when people say, like, oh, this country sucks, I'm like, you're an
idiot. No.
What sucks?
What
sucks?
Is it the best? Does it have things that it could get worked on?
No. Yes. Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yes.
But
every country's like that.
That's
every place
country.
is like that.
You're never gonna find utopia.
No, that's the thing. No, not at all, dude. Not at all. Especially if you're coming from somewhere else.
Well, I think that's the thing too with that.
Yeah.
You come from somewhere else. You know how bad it could be.
Could be.
And this is better.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that. That whole
better.
thing of knowing like what else is out there. You know, it's this weird like dichotomy with it. You know.
It's I don't know. I think those are people that are not looking from the big picture.
Absolutely.
They're just so focused on what's wrong. You don't see what's right.
Yeah. It's
and
all
the
about
benefits.
the perspective of it.
Perspective is the biggest thing that you could possibly have. It could turn a great day into a shitty day or vice versa.
Yeah. No, we've talked about it, man.
You know?
Yeah.
But on that note, keep your perspective in check, guys. Until next time.
Toodles.